Hey, Agape Faith family, I hope and trust that you're ready for a great week this week. If you are a part of our worship gatherings on Sunday, it's a little bit different message, a little bit different time, as we were really diving into some really practical training tools and tips that could help us as we engage, each of us engage in the mission of Christ. Just real quick, if you didn't get to see it, here's the quick review. We talked about how we should be engaging lostness, equipping believers, and entrusting them with the task. We broke each of those down, talked about a few different things. When we engage, how do we engage? We suggested a tool like the Oikos Map, where you think about people who are near to you but far from God and begin to pray specifically for them, asking for opportunities to share the hope that you have. When you engage, what do you engage them with? And you would share my story, your simple testimony of how God has changed your life, how your life was before Christ, how you met him, how he's changed it. Maybe you would use a simple tool like 3 circles to share the gospel and talk about how we're all born into a broken world and everything we try to get out of it just snaps us back into it. But God had a solution, and he sent his son to live the perfect life for us that we could never live and die the death that we deserve so that we could be restored and sent back in. We want to entrust those believers with the task. We talked about the Great Commission. Jesus said, go into all the world and make disciples. And so how do we do that? We just want to encourage you this week, take your next step. The next step might be learning just how to study the Bible yourself, or how to train someone else, teach someone else, lead someone else into studying the Bible with something like the Sword Bible Study Method. There's going to be some links in the comments of the video here that will give you some tools if you want to walk down this path, look at some of these ideas. And if you have any questions, I encourage you, contact myself or Mike. Let's sit down and talk about this together, because making disciples must be easy, simple, reproducible, if we're truly going to multiply rapidly as the early church did according to Acts 6:1. I do have to make a disclaimer. I was corrected yesterday. I said, as I was given an illustration about addition versus multiplication, I gave some numbers. Those numbers were a little bit off. The truth is simply this, that in order to multiply, we have to be able to move out and look downstream. And the people that we're discipling should be able to disciple others and disciple others. Here's the reality. If you take a penny a day, double it every day for a month, you end up with $21 million plus some change, not $2 billion. If you take $1 a day, multiply it, you end up with the 2 billion number that I threw out there yesterday. My mistake. I want to be one who has integrity and credibility. But the point is so much bigger than the math. For all of you that were trying to figure it out and your phone calculator got stuck because it doesn't have those many zeros, that's how many people need to hear the gospel. So how about let's worry about that, and how can we start where we are with people who are near to us and far from God. God bless. Have a great week.